Egypt, the legendary land between Africa and Asia, is one of the cradles of human civilization. When people think about Egypt, most of them will think of the big pyramids, the mysterious Sphinx, the endless Nile River, or the golden history of the great pharaohs. But Egypt is not only a land with a glorious past, it is also a country with many kinds of beauty, from old heritage to modern life, from rich culture to strange traditions, from the busy Cairo to the quiet Sahara Desert. Today, Egypt has become one of the most attractive places in the world, where visitors can see amazing buildings that are thousands of years old and also enjoy a lively, rich, and colorful life. To explore Egypt is a journey back in time, to return to the old civilization, and at the same time to enjoy modern life, where tradition and change mix in a special way. Egypt is in the northeast corner of Africa, with part of its land across the Sinai Peninsula and next to West Asia. This country is between three continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa. So from ancient times it was called the crossroads of civilization. In the north, Egypt is next to the Mediterranean Sea. In the east, it is next to the Red Sea. In the west, it is next to Libya. And in the south, it is next to Sudan. This position made Egypt an important trade bridge in history. Especially the Nile River, the longest river in the world, runs through Egypt from south to north and goes to the Mediterranean Sea. This river gave life, rich soil, and helped to build farming and the old civilization of Egypt. Besides the Nile River, Egypt is also famous for its wide deserts. The Sahara Desert covers most of the land and creates wonderful scenes. Endless sand dunes, green oases, and especially the White Desert, where nature made white limestone rocks that look like another planet. The weather in Egypt is hot and dry, with very hot summers and warm winters. But thanks to the Nile River and canals, people learned how to live there and changed the hard land into rich farming for thousands of years. Egypt is one of the greatest cradles of ancient civilization in the world. More than 5,000 years ago, along the Nile River, the ancient Egyptians built a rich society with hieroglyphic writing, big buildings, and special gods and beliefs. The time of the pharaohs left immortal works like the pyramids of Giza, the Great Sphinx, the Karnak Temple, and the Valley of the Kings, all proof of the wisdom and power of this civilization. After that, Egypt had many changes. It was conquered by the Greeks under Alexander the Great. and then became part of the Roman Empire. In the 7th century, the Arabs brought Islam, and Cairo became a bright center of learning and culture. For many centuries after, the country was under the rule of Islamic dynasties, and later it became a colony of Britain at the end of the 19th century. In 1952, the Egyptian Revolution happened, ending the monarchy and starting the modern Republic of Egypt. Since then, Egypt has continued to be a country with big influence in the Middle East and North Africa, keeping its old heritage and joining with the modern world. On the edge of the Sahara Desert, only a few kilometers from the busy capital Cairo, the pyramids of Giza rise high as an immortal proof of the wisdom and the dream for eternity of the ancient Egyptians. The three great pyramids, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, were built from millions of huge stone blocks, each block weighing tons, but placed together with such accuracy that modern science still cannot fully explain. When coming to Giza, visitors not only see the only wonder left from the 7 wonders of the ancient world, but also feel like stepping into a legendary world where holy ceremonies once happened with strong beliefs about eternity and supreme power. In the wide and windy desert, the Great Sphinx appears with a solemn look, its mysterious face quietly guarding the eternal sleep of the pharaohs. This is not only a place to visit, but also a journey back in history, to touch a civilization that made all of humanity admire for thousands of years. Leaving Cairo, the trip to Luxor will open another world, the Valley of the Kings. Quietly lying on the west bank of the Nile River, inside the Rocky Mountains, this valley is the resting place of more than 60 Egyptian pharaohs. The carvings and wall paintings inside the tomb are not only amazingly beautiful, but also carry ideas about the journey to the next world, where the pharaohs believed they would live forever with the gods. When visiting this place, tourists feel like they are entering an underground museum of history and religion, where every wall can tell a story. The most famous tomb is of Tutankhamun, the boy king. with his shining golden treasure that shocked the world when it was found in 1922. If the pyramids of Giza are the symbol of the pharaoh's power, then Karnak and Luxor are the proof of the greatness of religion and spiritual belief in ancient Egypt. Karnak is one of the largest temple complexes in the world, spreading over hundreds of hectares, built to worship the god Amun and many other great gods. When entering the Great Hypostyle Hall, visitors feel like they are walking in a giant stone forest with 134 columns, each almost 20 meters high, with fine carvings that keep stories of myths and the power of the pharaohs. When the sunlight goes through the old columns, the whole place shines like a living temple in time. Not far from Karnak, the Luxor temple appears with beauty and greatness, a place connected to the holy coronation ceremonies of the pharaohs. The statues, columns, and carvings here tell the story of the pharaohs reaching for divine power. The special thing that makes the two temples a holy complex is the avenue of sphinxes, several kilometers long, with many sphinx statues placed on both sides. Walking on this road, visitors feel like they are repeating the steps of the powerful pharaohs on their way to the temple, under the witness of the gods. Going to the south of Egypt, near Lake Nasser, you will see one of the greatest works, the Abu Simbel Temple. Built by Pharaoh Ramses II, the temple is famous for four huge statues, each almost 20 meters high, carved directly into the mountain, with a solemn face looking to the sunrise. The most wonderful thing is a rare event of astronomy. Only 2 times each year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the sunlight goes directly into the holy room inside and shines on the statue of Ramses II and the sun god Ra. This is clear proof of the high level of math and astronomy of the ancient Egyptians. Abu Simbel is not only a temple, but also an immortal statement about the power and wisdom of humanity. If Luxor and Aswan give the feeling of the old Nile Valley, then Alexandria brings to visitors a very different breath, a fine mix between Egyptian civilization and the romance of the Mediterranean. Founded by Alexander the Great in 331 BC, Alexandria was once the pride of humanity, a place that gathered the knowledge and the light of civilization of the ancient world. Alexandria is not only a center of learning, but also has buildings that carry the mark of time. The Kate Fortress stands strong on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea, built on the old base of the Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, like an immortal symbol of endurance. Coming to Alexandria, visitors will not only find a beautiful coastal city, but also feel the echo of a golden time, when this place was the heart of knowledge for all humanity. When people talk about Egypt, they cannot forget Cairo, the 1,000-year-old capital, where the soul of a great civilization meets the busy breath of modern life. This city is like a colorful picture, where old traces stand together with the fast rhythm of life, making a space that is both mysterious and lively. Leaving the museum, visitors will enter Islamic Cairo, a World Heritage Site recognized by UNESCO. This area is like a maze of narrow streets, great religious buildings, and crowded traditional markets. The most famous is the Mosque of Muhammad Ali, also called the Alabaster Mosque, inside the Saladin Citadel. Cairo is not only a city, it is the place where the past and the present meet, the beating heart of all Egypt, holding both the sacred and the lively spirit that few other places can compare with. While Cairo is busy, Aswan gives a very different feeling, peaceful and poetic by the Nile River. This is the place of the Aswan Dam, a modern wonder that controls floods and created Lake Nasser, one of the largest man-made lakes in the world. The most interesting thing is the experience of sitting on a felucca, the traditional Egyptian sailing boat, slowly moving on the Nile when the sun goes down. Aswan is also the gateway to the Nubian region, where you can explore a different culture with colorful houses and friendly people. Egypt does not only have deserts and pyramids, but also has a tropical paradise, the Red Sea. With turquoise water and beautiful coral reefs, this place is perfect for people who love diving and exploring the ocean. Sharm el-Sheikh is famous for its luxury resorts and international conference centers, while Hurghada attracts visitors with its lively atmosphere and endless long beaches. The world under the Red Sea is so rich that it is called a living museum, making everyone who once dives here never forget it. Without the Nile, there would be no Egypt. Thousands of years ago, this river gave fertile soil and supported one of the greatest civilizations of mankind. The ancient Egyptians saw the Nile as a gift from the gods, an endless lifeline. Today, a cruise along the Nile from Luxor to Aswan is an experience not to miss. Sitting on the deck, you can see villages, green fields, and ancient temples appearing like witnesses of time. The Nile is not only a river, it is the soul of the whole nation. Egypt is attractive not only for its famous wonders, but also for its special experiences found only here. It is the feeling of watching sunrise on the Nile, when golden light covers the old temples. It is the moment of riding a camel along the Giza Desert. with wind and sand making you feel like going back thousands of years. It is the nights under a sky full of stars, listening to stories of Osiris, Isis, Horus, and feeling the mysterious spiritual world of ancient Egypt. Egyptian culture is a special mix of ancient and modern. For thousands of years, this country has kept the treasures of one of the greatest civilizations in the world. The huge temples, the great pyramids, the fine sculptures, and the mysterious hieroglyphs all show a culture that respected religion, immortality, and knowledge. Today, Egyptian culture continues to live through traditional music, with the lively sound of the darbuka drum, the beautiful belly dance, and the colorful religious and folk festivals. The Nile River is not only the source of life, but also the soul of the culture, where people for many generations have lived, created, and built a great civilization. Egyptian food is simple but very tasty. Koshari is the national dish, with rice, pasta, lentils, and tomato sauce. Ful madams is cooked fava beans, soft and rich. Taramea is the Egyptian falafel, crispy and delicious. Molokhia is a green soup with a special taste. People also enjoy black tea, strong coffee, and fresh sugarcane juice. Together, these foods and drinks bring the flavor of Egypt, simple, warm, and full of the sun and wind of the East. Egypt is not only a travel destination, it is a journey back to the roots of human civilization. Here we see the Great Pyramids of Giza, the eternal Nile River, and the mysterious temples. Most of all, we meet the warm people who keep their culture alive for thousands of years. Visiting Egypt is like stepping into a world where past and present live together. Every stone, every river, and every dish carries a story. That is why Egypt is called the Land of Wonders, a place that makes everyone fall in love and never forget.